Hello family and friends, it's me John. Hope this finds you doing well. Guess you're wondering why you're getting this message since I've not sent you a video message before. First, I didn't send this message to everyone. I chose to send it to you because I know you have a big heart, a good heart, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to be part of a nonprofit that Mary and I have started with some close friends. Not many of you know, but I've been struggling with some things in my life, and for so long I've been working hard to achieve a good life for my family. And yes, I've had some success, but I've also had some failure, and what I've learned along this journey is that if you live a life of just buying and selling and chasing, your prosperity is always going to be cyclical. And it is. I was working so hard for the chase, thinking I was improving our lives, when all I did was distance myself from the things that meant most to me, my family. Thus, my marriage suffered, time with my kids suffered, and I would lie awake at night thinking, what kind of difference am I making in this world? What kind of example am I being? So about 6 months ago, I decided I needed to make some changes and focus my life on getting my priorities right, adjusting my alignments, and really focus on putting God and family first. But change requires action more than words. It doesn't come overnight, and it's something I'm working on every day, but what I can tell you is that since making these adjustments, I've experienced some great things in my life. But this message isn't about my journey. It's about a need that exists in this world that could use all our help. And with that, I want to introduce you to Fusion Ministries. This is a nonprofit that we've recently started with some friends. It's my hope that as you hear this message, that your heart will be stirred and you'll come alongside to help us. We've identified a need both locally and globally. Our mission is twofold. One is to provide safe house and clinical treatment for young girls and women who are victims of human trafficking. Two is to provide a safe place and immediate resources for individuals and families that are affected by poverty in our county. Our first fundraising efforts geared around purchasing that first safe house. And you're probably asking, is human trafficking really a problem? Well, you hear it on the news about every other day about children missing and young girls missing, and they are victims of this crime. And just as recently as last week, we were approached by a group that rescued 2 young girls and looking for that safe house, looking for that clinical treatment, and unfortunately, we weren't able to provide that. But, let me share some statistics with you. As you listen to this message, there are over 27 million victims around the world of human trafficking. The majority of these victims are young girls, as young as the age of 9, that are out there and forced to service the sex trade industry and the sins of sexual perversion. And this industry generates globally about $32 billion a year. $32 billion. In the U.S. alone, it's estimated that over 20,000 young girls and women are victimized by this crime annually. While there are many organizations out there to help rescue them, there are only 70 residential beds in the United States that are there to help these girls transition back to the world. And obviously that's not enough beds, and God's placed it on our hearts to go out there and make a difference. And what we're hoping is that through your support, Fusion Ministries will provide a safe house and beds and clinical treatment to help rescue these young women and girls from the nightmare of human trafficking. So what we're asking is if you come alongside Fusion Ministries and help us make an impact on these countless girls' lives. And I think we can. Our goal is to raise $100,000 by September 8th. Which will be used towards the purchase of that first safe house. My partners and I have pledged our personal donations towards this effort, and we are asking for you to join us with your tax-deductible financial contribution, in prayers or any combination that God has put on your heart. And we cannot promise any sort of return on your investment, but what we can promise is that through your generous support, so many young girls and women will be provided a safe house and treatment in Tabitha's house. So, with that said, there's something I want to say to you is that I don't believe it's been intended for us to live our lives off the fruit of our labor. Instead, we should give off the fruit of our labor and live off the fruit of our giving. And I think I read that, and I think it's real important to share that and maybe repeat that again. It's not intended for us to live our lives off the fruit of our labor. It was intended to give off the fruit of our labor and live off the fruit of our giving. So what I'm asking is, will you raise your hands, come alongside Fusion Ministry, and help take this journey with us? I truly appreciate your time in listening to this message and your consideration of making a donation and helping us with this cause. And if you'd like to make a donation, if you could, mail them to Fusion Ministries at 2772 Shade Tree Drive, Fleming Island, Florida 32003. And that's a tax-deductible donation. It's at Fusion Ministries, 2772 Shade Tree Drive, Fleming Island, Florida 32003. Again, I appreciate your time, and God bless you all. Thank you.